Eminem, Snoop Dogg, Drake, 50 Cent, Post Malone, Nicki Minaj, Cardi B. What do all these names have in common? These people are rappers. In today's day and age, most pop culture revolves around the rap community. And we people are so very intoxicated with the people and the things that these big name people do. Rap music has an incredibly rich history in which not many people this day even realize the journey that rap has made in order to come to where it is and how we know it is today. I have a deep admiration for rap music. Growing up in Southern California, it's clear to see how popular and influential rap music has been throughout my entire community and my society. From the fashion trends to the adaptation of new language and slang, and even the places that you wouldn't think would play this sort of music and now are. Rap music has been one of the biggest influences of pop culture to date, and many people don't know where it came from and the journey in which it came from in the beginning with the birth of rap to the misconceptions that grew within the genre and even where it is now and how it affects us. So, let's kick things off, take a trip to the past, where the first rap song took the world by storm. For those of you who don't know, the first rap song to be ever shown to be very popular amongst the world is known as Rapper's Delight by the Sugar Hill Gang. Now, many of you may not recognize that name, but the Sugar Hill Gang was a very, very prominent group of three African American males in the streets of New York City. History.com explains that the basic elements of rap in the beginning was MCs rapping, DJs mixing and scratching, B-boys breakdancing. This was all in place in 1979. Now, for those of who that don't know what MCs are, today's day and age, we know them as rappers. DJing, obviously, for those of you who don't know, they're the people usually behind the turntables, scratching vinyl records, and being able to control the actual music aspect. And then B-boys. B-boys is actually a short acronym for breakdancers, which usually accompanied the MCs and the DJs to any occasion that they would perform, usually on the block parties. So, in the streets of New York, where the block parties occurred, the main purpose of an MC wasn't originally to rap, but in fact what it was is to keep the audience entertained in between songs or the DJs that were performing. The change and adaptation of how rappers came to be from MCs is acknowledged by NPR.org, where they state that MCs were tasked with introducing the DJs and keeping the crowd energized, would talk between songs, joking and generally interacting with the audience. Over time, it became common for the MCs, or rappers as they would soon become known, to talk and rhyme in sync with the music. And through that development, through that change from just talking to actually putting words with the music and meaning something completely different, has brought an entirely new diverse culture in which we have grown from since the beginning of rap music in New York City. Next, we'll talk about the misconceptions of rap music. So, rap music is actually a great way that has reflected street culture and a new form of music, a new art form for people to express themselves. Rap music is a very respected form of art in the state of New York. And after it blew up in the Billboard Top 40 in the 1980s, with the Sugar Hill Gang's song Rapper's Delight, eventually that's when the music blew up and people began to see just how great rap music was. And in doing so, they began to popularize rap and then entwined it with hip hop. And so people started making rap adopt the messages that hip hop would have, such as the violence and the nasty language. And this is shown by the LA Times when they said that rap transformed into hip hop and the glorification of violence, the ostentatious display of wealth and simple vulgarity. The LA Times also notably stated that hip hop targeted white audiences and gave off lyrics about stereotypical black neighborhoods. When they stated, hip hop today features mostly black artists, shamelessly selling to primarily white audience stereotypes of the black ghetto. This transformation from MCs in the streets of New York simply trying to keep the audience entertained with their lyricism changed into creating this stereotypical baseline form of conveying a message, which was simply to show off how the black ghetto or how gangsters proceeded to live and uphold themselves. But in reality, rap wasn't meant for that. It wasn't created like that. Its foundation was not built on gangsters, on crime, or on violence. There were many people during the rise of rap that were prone to this idea, that thinking that rappers or people that would listen to rap were criminals, hoodlums, or even the enemies of the people. The misconception was so incredibly rooted that even government officials took very much offense towards rappers and what they would do in the communities, as they even tried to shut down the selling of rap music. According to Jennifer C. Lena, Senator Joe Lieberman from Connecticut was joined by fellow Senator Sam Dunn from Georgia and C. Dolores Tucker, a representative from the National Political Congress of Black Women. This followed 2 years of anti-rap record store demonstrations and congressional hearings of the issue. Rap music was meant to inspire and send positive messages to the community, and it's used as an art for people to express themselves and show who they truly are. But over time, people twisted the original legacy of rap. Finally, we will see how rap music and rap culture affects the present. So, for those of you who don't truly realize it, rap music inspires hope in many people. In cases for people believing that rap is advocating for crime and violence, it's actually the opposite. According to Natalie Wilson's study, the majority of Black Americans grow up in a culture of guns, drugs, and gangs. Therefore, this experience ends up being the content of their writing. But what they're telling isn't an advocation or trying to induce violence and drug use and crimes. They're telling their story, where they came from, and what hardships they had to deal with. And so, what the rapper's intending to do is get this message to the people so that the listeners can conclude that they aren't alone in this world, that there are other people out there that struggle and have struggled just like them, and if they try hard enough, they too can succeed. Rap music is also used as a way for African Americans to speak out for themselves as a minority, especially against police brutality. There have been many songs throughout the rap history that show that they're anti-cop, but in reality, they're not anti-cop, they're anti-police brutality and injustice. Wilson addressed a song by Ice-T known as Squeeze the Trigger, in which the lyrics state that the cops hate the kids, and vice versa, and that the cops will kill kids with warning shots. And then Ice-T poses the question, what is justice? Even the NWA and Tupac Shakur, these so-called gangster rappers, wouldn't promote the violence. They were speaking against it because just like everybody else in this world, in our society, they're just trying to live their best lives. They're just trying to survive. They're just trying to be the best kind of people that they could be. And they were just taken advantage of and brutalized against the police simply because of the color of their skin, where they lived, and people that they were affiliated with. So, in conclusion, rap music has had an incredible impact for people, even if they may not have known it. Rap music has had an influential journey from the birth of rap with Rapper's Delight with the Sugar Hill Gang in New York, to the misconceptions that rap promoted violence and to the misconceptions that rap promoted and is respected form of art, and it has affected us to date, providing a beacon of hope and a form of expression for African Americans fighting brutality and oppression. Over the years, my admiration for rap music has grown growing up in Southern California, and will always hold a strong bond with me, as I am also living through parts of rap culture and our society that also loves and is entwined itself with rap culture. So next time you listen to your favorite rap song or your favorite rap artist, take the time to appreciate the effort, the time, the creativity, and the meaning that those lyrics hold true. And don't take for granted this wonderful art form as we have today, because its roots run deep. And without rap music, who knows where we'd be today.